moustache as black as the black horse under him. He didn't look at me at all as he came on, but I saw his eye fix on something beside me. The alleyway, I think it was. And just as he drew level, he straightened in the saddle and reined in the mare so fast she sat right down on her tail in a shower of mud. Some of it hit me in the face, sir. That's how close I was. The rider sprang off as light as a cat and pulled the reins over the horse's head. Then he marched straight over to me and put them into my hand. I gaped up at him, and my mouth must have been as big as a badger hole. You can imagine, I'm sure, how astonished I was. He was very tall, that man, and his cheeks were red, and he was breathing hard, and there were tear tracks across his face. He looked wild and mad, sir, and I have to admit that the sight of him terrified me. But of course the way he looked was not because he was angry or excited, but because he'd been travelling so fast through the icy weather. And indeed, when he opened his mouth, it was not to yell at me, which is what I expected, but to say quite gently, "Hold the mare for me, lad, and when I come back I'll give you a golden guinea." And he ruffled my hair for me, sir. Look, like this. Made it stand up like a bunch of straw. I would have done anything for him after that. I don't often meet with kindness, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I clutched tight to those reins, and I closed my badger-hole mouth, and I nodded my head until my teeth rattled. "You can rely on me, sir," I said. "I won't move an inch from here until you come back." "Good lad," he said. He pulled a saddlebag from the horse's withers, then unfastened his cloak and laid it carefully over her back. That would tell you, sir, how much value he set on his mare, because it was a cold day for a gentleman to be out and about in his shirt sleeves. He patted her on the neck, winked at me, and then he was gone, slipping away down the alley and out of sight. Chapter 2. I was as hungry as a sow with 10 piglets, but I was full of satisfaction. I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes a bit of kindness goes further than a meat pie. And to be trusted, too, to be given a bit of responsibility. That can make you feel like a man, even if you're only as high as a man's elbow. And that horse, sir, I don't think I'd actually ever held one before that. Most horses I see are pulling carts, and they don't need anyone to hold them. If the driver gets down to make a delivery or to go for a pint of ale, those cart horses just wait there until he comes back. And as for carriage horses, the footman won't let the likes of me anywhere near 'em. I don't know why. Maybe they're afraid I'd give 'em fleas or something. But there I was, holding this horse, and she was huge. 16 hands if she was an inch. And so beautiful. Her nostrils were red as cornfield poppies. Her eyes were wide and bright with the excitement of the gallop, and she kept looking this way and that, as though she was still seeing the countryside speeding past. I was, I have to admit, a little afraid of her. She was so massive and hot, all covered with mud and steaming like a dragon that could burst into a fit of violence at any moment. And she was very restless to begin with, because she'd been ridden so hard and so fast. In that way, I suppose, a horse is pretty much like a man. They neither of 'em can shut down their feelings as quick as they'd like to. So the mare was looking from side to side and moving from foot to foot, and then she planted her 4 feet out wide and shook herself so hard that the saddle flaps rattled and the black cloak slipped sideways. But for all her restlessness, she never once tried to break away from me. She didn't even pull on the reins. A pure-hearted lady through and through, sir, if ever there was one. And as she calmed down, I became more confident, until finally I found the courage to reach up and run my fingers down the front of her nose. She let out an enormous sigh and dropped her head. I could reach it better now, and I stroked her forehead and combed her black forelock with my fingers. I swear she liked it, and I wondered whether horses were like boys and whether they too felt the need for a bit of kindness now and then.